Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will be discussing thoroughly the summary of The Verger written by William Somerset Maugham. So it is a story about a verger who is an assistant in a church and what circumstances lead him to lose his job and suddenly his luck turns and he became a successful businessman. So this is a very important chapter for the alternative English, those who are preparing for HS exams. So please do watch the complete video, and if you need any PDFs or requirements, then you can log into my Telegram channel. I have given the link in the description, and you can visit all the other chapters in the playlist below. So let's begin the video. So The Verger is a short story by William Somerset Maugham, which is published in The Cosmopolitan. So please do remember this, the name Cosmopolitan. It was first published in The Cosmopolitan. Okay, sometimes it may come in the examination as well for 1 mark question. So for the first time, this story was published in the Cosmopolitan in 1936. Next story follows Albert Edward Foreman, a dedicated verger at St. Peter's Church who loses his job due to illiteracy. Illiteracy karone he job to lose koribo loga hoisil, but later finds success as a businessman. But later he became a very successful businessman. The narrative explores themes of irony, fate, self-discovery, and success through determination. These are some of the themes that we are going to discuss in the story. Next, the summary of the story. First, introduction of Albert Edward Foreman. So who is Albert Edward Foreman? What was the character of Albert Edward Foreman and what was his role? Okay, the story is set in St. Peter's Church, Neville Square in London. The entire story to St. Peter's Church, Neville Square square thoka London thoka eta church or story hoy gutekhini tate hoise. Albert Edward Foreman has been a verger, church caretaker for 16 years. So he key profession key post ot kaam korisile as a verger. Verger is a caretaker in a church, okay, who helps the priest perform his duty and organizes everything in the church. Okay, and he has been there for the last 16 years. He has been performing his duty very diligently for the last 16 years. His duties include assisting the clergy, maintaining the church, preparing for services, and ensuring order during ceremonies. So tar kaam to ki asile, tar job description to ki asile je he clergyman jonok assist koribo, church to maintain koribo, prepare jodi kiba services thake he services karone preparation koribo ba other jibilak ceremonies asile jeneke funerals or marriages hebilakor gute arrangements kini he swasita korisil, oversee korisile. Next, he started his career as a footman and later worked as a butler before becoming a verger. So etu kindly tumaluke alopman study korilo ba bahat korilo ba, sometimes it may come in the examination that how was the career of verger or what did he do before becoming a verger. So first he ki korisil as a footman hisabe kaam korisil. Footman is a male servant who has the work to opening the door, or arranging the dining table, okay, like that sort of work that a person does in a house, in his master's house. ठीक है, say to like a male servant hoy. Then he butler hisabe kaam korisil, caretaker hisabe kaam korisil eta ghorot, and finally there was a vacancy that came up in the St. Peter's Church and he was appointed as a verger there. Next, he is proud of his position, seeing himself as a man of dignity and responsibility, and he loved his job very much. He nijor kaam to khub responsibility di korisile aru nijor juntu dignified position asile he dignified position or logot tar bahut eta attachment asile aru etu ami keneke gom pam by his arranging of his gown. He jeneke nijor gown to arrange korisile last 16 years dhori tar jiman kekhon gown asile gute gown kekhon he khub dhuniya ke sajai rakhise. Okay, there is also a mention that tar gown keta actually kihe di bonua asile, alpaca di bonua asile. It was made of alpaca. Okay, an animal whose fur is used to make cloths. So alpaca di bonua asil, but he treated as like perennial bronze or nisna treat korisil as if it is made of bronze. Eneko asile exactly jak neki ketiao old hoi na jay teneka jen rakhi disile hi. Okay, next up, Foreman's job and daily routine. Tar job to actually ki asile aru tar daily routine to keneko asile. He wears a formal verger's robe, I already told you, which he considers a symbol of tradition and respect. Sometimes it may come in the examination that what are the attachment of the verger towards its gown or logot ki attachment asile. So he considered it as a symbol of tradition and respect or symbol buli manisile. He follows a strict routine, overseeing church arrangements and ensuring everything runs smoothly. He সকলো বস্তুখিনি smoothly চলাৰ কাৰণে কি কৰিছিলে, ensure কৰিছিলে, আৰু he timetable maintain কৰিছিল, he গোটেই বস্তুখিনি চোৱা চিতা কৰিছিলে, and he was very punctual about his duty. Next, the congregation advised him for his dedication and commitment. Aru juntu congregation means whole the group of devotees or religious people who comes to the church, right? So all of them actually admired and respected him for his commitment and dedication or commitment karone tak khub respect korisile. Next, despite his long service, he is illiterate but never faced difficulties performing his duties. So iman 16 years kam korar pisot he ketiao 16 years কাম কৰাৰ পিছতো he নিজৰ ডিউটিজ খিনি খুব ধুনিয়াকে কৰিছিলে, and there was not a single complaint about his negligence in his duty. Though he was illiterate, but he performed his duty quite well and everybody respect him for that. Okay, next, conflict, the conversation with the new vicar. So one day what happened after the christening ceremony, what happened, the vicar asked him to visit him at the vestry visit koribo karone kole. Tar pisot ki hol chawa, the new vicar has recently been appointed at St. Peter's. Notun vicar ahisile St. Peter, the old vicar got retired and this new vicar came. Okay, and he did not like his character very much at the beginning, but he also was very hopeful that in course of time he will adjust himself or be familiar, adapt himself with the church. Okay, next, he is modern, educated and progressive. So the new vicar is modern, he was educated and progressive, unlike his predecessors. Tar predecessors bilakor nisina he ki asile, predecessors bilakotke biporit bhabe he was different than his predecessors, mane tar agor jibilak priest asile, vicar asile, temlokotke beleg asile. He was modern, educated and progressive, who were connect with Foreman's efficiency. Aru Foreman or efficiency he content asile, satisfied asile agor bilake. Okay, after a christening ceremony, the vicar calls Foreman to his office for a private discussion. So christening ceremony hol hidina kon churchot, tar pisot ki korile vicare Albert Foreman ki korile tar office matile. The vicar's tone is serious, making Foreman slightly uneasy. But when he was talking to Albert, his tone was very serious and he somehow knew that something is going to happen next. Kiba eta beya hobo jen goi ase enoka jen tar anubhav hoisile. Okay, next, the vicar's concern. So in the vestry, what happened? The vicar expresses appreciation for Foreman's service but says he has discovered something troubling. So vicar at the beginning expressed korile je for the last year he has been performing his duty quite well and there is not a single complaint about his duty whatsoever, but there is a matter that troubled him. He expressed that to Albert. He tells Albert that he has discovered that he could neither write nor read, and at that office he informed Albert that he suddenly discovered of that je he ki koribo noare, poribo noare ba likhibo noare. Ei kothakini officer bhitorot vicar jone ki korile Albertok kole. Foreman hesitates and confesses that he cannot read or write. So at first he was shocked by the discovery, shocked by the statement, but later he also confesses openly that yes, it is true that he can neither read nor write. Then the vicar and two church wardens present in the room are shocked. So ei kothakhini khuni juntu vicar asile aru tar church warden dujon asile tate bohi he church warden dujon ki hoi goisil, shocked hoi goisil je for the last 16 years he doesn't know how to read or write. Okay, the vicar insists that the verger must be literate to perform his duties properly, and titya vicar jone kole je a verger should always be literate, he should be educated, he should at least know how to read or write in order to perform his duty properly, or some mishap might happen in the church which leads to the damage to the respect of the church. Je kiba beya ghotona eta ghoti jabo pare etu problemor karone likhibo poribo noarar karone. Foreman defends himself, explaining that his illiteracy has never caused any issues in his work. So then the verger Albert also told him that his illiteracy never been a problem throughout these years. ইমান বছৰ ধৰি সেই ইলিটাৰেচিটো কেতিয়াও প্ৰব্লেম হ'ব দিয়া নাই আৰু সি তাৰ ডিউটিজখিনি খুব ধুনীয়াকৈ কৰিছে ইয়াতে আমি কি গম পাইছো যে হি showed that sometimes the practical knowledge is more important than লিটাৰেচিতকে প্ৰেক্টিকেল নলেজটো বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় কাৰণ সি নিজৰ কামখিনি খুব ধুনীয়াকৈ কৰিছিলে though he was illiterate, right? Next, he points out that he has served the church for 16 years without complaint আৰু he etu point out কৰি দিলে যে যোৱা 16 yearsত he কোনো এটা কমপ্লেইন নোহোৱাকৈ তাৰ ডিউটিটো পাৰফৰ্ম কৰি আহিছে খুব ধুনীয়াকৈ কাম কৰি আহিছে he argues that practical knowledge is more important than literacy in his role আৰু he argue কৰিলে যে মোৰ practical knowledge to ke literacy to ki nohoy besi dangor nohoy. He states that he manages everything efficiently and so ensuring that prayers, christening, marriages and other ceremonies are conducted smoothly. So he etu mention korile je iman dine tekhete khub dhuniya ke nijor kaam tu korise gote ceremonies bila khub dhuniya ke arrange korise and there has never been a single problem reported till now about him. Okay, next, the vicar's decision. তাৰপিছত কি হ'ল চাব despite Foreman's arguments the vicar is firm in his stance but ইমানখিনি আৰ্গুমেন্ট কৰাৰ পিছতো ভিকাৰে নিজৰ ষ্টান্সত ফাৰ্ম থাকিলে he gives Foreman an ultimatum he কি দিলে ফৰমেনক আল্টিমেটাম দিলে আল্টিমেটাম মানে এটা লাষ্ট ডিসিশন এটা কৈ দিলে ওকে either learn to read or write within 3 months vicar jone inform korile je you have to learn to read and write within 3 months or you have to resign from the position of the verger otherwise tumi ei verger position opora ki koribo laibo resign koribo laibo so ultimatum was of 3 months je 3 months or bitorot tak time dia hobo he will be given 3 months and he should be able to read and write after 3 months okay tar pisot ki hol Foreman refuses to comply now Foreman what did he do he refuses to comply he openly said that sorry it cannot happening in the future etu nohobo because I am too old a dog to learn new tricks so he mention korile je moi bahut boyok besi hoy goise aru moi khoru thakote moi try korisilu once or twice to learn but mo tetiai jodi hua nai how can I be able to read and write now so I cannot do it believing it is unnecessary and he also expressed that reading and writing knowing about it is unnecessary to perform his duty tar duty karone ekhini unnecessary asile aru though he spent a lot amount of time without even know how to read and write he does not find it valid to read and write now at this moment okay the vicar and the church wardens reluctantly dismiss him from his job and as a result what happened the vicar and the church warden at last had to dismiss him from his job so in this way he lost his job at St. Peter's church next what happened turning point Foreman's life after dismissal Foreman now unemployed walks through London streets in deep thought so after coming out of the church after losing his job after the discussion with the vicar now he was in a very upset mind now he was thinking constantly that how he will be able to provide for his family due to the rise of prices in the market so how will he survive without work okay so by thinking all of this he started to work in the streets of London he feels lost but remains composed holding on to his dignity but he tar thought to gutei ebila bostu choli asile tar মানে মগজুত তাৰ মনত এইবিলাক চলি আছিল বাট হি তাৰ ডিগনিটি টু তাৰ ৰেসপেক্ট টু হি হোল্ড কৰিছিল যে হোৱাট এভাৰ হেপেন মই মোৰ মানে এথিক্স টু এৰি নিদিও মই মোৰ বিলিফ টু এৰি নিদিও মই যেনেকৈ আছো তেনেকৈ থাকিম while walking he stops to buy a cigarette but realizes there is no tobacco shop nearby so after walking after thinking so much suddenly he felt the need of having a cigarette khwar eta need he feel korile he was not a smoker but sometimes he here and there he smokes okay but he suddenly noticed that on the street on which he was walking there is not a single tobacco shop okay the business idea and suddenly he came up with a business idea at that moment this realization sparks an idea opening a tobacconist shop in the area and suddenly he realized that as this street doesn't have a tobacco shop and like him many people might have come through this road and they couldn't find a single tobacco shop so it would be a great opportunity for him to open a tobacco shop it would be very profitable business over here he invests his savings into setting up small tobacco and newspaper shop and after that what happened he invests all his savings in opening a tobacco and newspaper shop in that street now the first shop prospered তাৰপিছত কি হ'ল প্ৰথম শ্বপটো প্ৰস্পাৰ হ'ব ধৰিলে ভালকে চলিব ধৰিলে attracting many customers due to his strategic location as there is no other tobacco shop present there, so he attracted a lot of customers and his business was very much profitable one. Observing the lack of similar shop in other neighborhoods, he expands his business. So he certainly thought that same situation might also be evident in other streets as well, so he found such streets and he opened another shop there. Okay, within a few years he opens 10 more shops across London. So within 10 years he ki korile enoka streets bilak bisari 10 more shops he open korile across London or belek belek thait. He invests his profits, eventually amassing a fortune, aru ei gutei tar juntu investment asile into different shop, he earned a lot of money. Okay, he to manage his wealth he opens an account at a bank and starts making large deposits. tar bisot ei accounts bilak manage koribo karone ei amount to manage koribo karone he opens a account in a bank and he deposits all the money, all the profits into a bank. Next, one day Foreman visits the bank to deposit a large sum of money. So one day after collecting all the money from all of his shops, so one day he visit the bank to deposit the money. The bank manager is impressed by the size of his account and suggests he should sign some financial documents. So tetia ki hol bankor junjon manager asile he manager jon impress hoi gol tar amount to dekha pai that over the years he had gathered, he had saved so larger amount, aru tetia tekhete suggest korile je ei amount kini manage koribo karone apuni eta document ki koribo lage, sign koribo lage. Tetia ki hol Foreman confesses that he cannot read or write, aru tetia bank manager or usorot Foreman confess korile that I can neither write nor read. The bank manager shocked, এই কথাখিনি শুনি bank manager shocked হৈ গল, surprised হৈ গল that how a person who is illiterate can earn such a huge fortune over the years, who could build such a huge fortune over the years, right? The bank manager is astonished that a man so wealthy is illiterate. Bank manager jon etu bhabi surprise hoisile je iman wealthy manu eta illiterate keneke hobo pare. Okay, he exclaims, good God, man, just imagine what you would have been if you had learned to read or write. Tetia bank manager jone tak kole je jodi tumi likhibo, jodi apuni likhibo ba poribo parile hoy tetia hole yatke ba ki korile hoy, aru likhibo poribo nuara ke apuni iman khini ag bharise, jodi apuni likhibo ba poribo parile hoy tetia aru ba kiman koribo parile hoy. Okay, to his surprise, Albert gave him a very shocking response there. Foreman smiles and he replies humorously. Tetia Foreman he bank manager or kotha khini khuni hahise aru humorously reply dile. Ki reply dile? I would be the verger of St. Peter's Naval Square. Tetia tekhete answer dile je if I had been literate, then I would still be a verger at St. Peter's Naval Square. My St. Peter Naval Scholar etia loike ki hoi thakilu hoy, verger hoi thakilu hoy jodi moi likhibo ba poribo parilu hoy. I wouldn't have been so wealthy then. Okay, this marks the ironic climax, showing that his illiteracy, which was seen as a weakness, actually led to his success. So etu ironical ending of the chapter je juntu illiteracy karone he had to lose his job as a verger of a church where he earned so less money, somehow he could manage his family there, but now he overcome this illiteracy and he became so wealthy, a very successful businessman. Okay, so that is about the story. Next, let us discuss about some of the main themes about which you will have some questions in the examination. So the themes are irony of fate. The situational irony is that his literacy, which led to his dismissal, became the reason for his success. Je irony to etu je juntu situational karone hi nijor sakuri to eribo loga hoisil, he eketa illiteracy karone hi ki hoi gol, successful hoi gol. If he had been illiterate, he would have remained low paid verger, never discovering his business potential. Hi jodi পঢ়া শুনা জানিলে হয় তেতিয়া হলে হি এতিয়াও ভার্জাৰ হয়ে থাকিলে হয়, হি কেতিয়াও ইমান ডাঙৰ successful businessman হবই নোৱাৰিলে হয়. Practical intelligence versus formal education. So this story also tells us the contradiction between practical knowledge and formal education. The story challenges the belief that literacy is essential for success. Story to eta bahut important theme yate touch kori ase, hitu hol je literacy to successful huar karone sobotse dangor eta reason hoy. এইটো কন্ট্রাডিক্ট কৰি আছে Foreman's practical intelligence observational skills business sense prove more valuable than formal education এতিয়া ভাৰ্জাৰ জনৰ এলবাৰ্টৰ কি আছিল কিছুমান observational skill asile intelligence কিছুমান asile এই intelligence আৰু observational skillৰ কাৰণে হি তাৰ বিজনেছত কি হ'ব পাৰিলে successful হ'ব পাৰিলে ঠিক আছে next class and social mobility Foreman starts as a servant footman butler but rises to become wealthy businessman so first Albert Edward Foreman এজন footman হিসাবে কাম কৰিছিল butler হিসাবে কাম কৰিছিল then he worked as a verger for the last 16 years then he became a successful businessman so ইয়াতে কি দেখাইছে class and mobility দেখাইছে okay the story highlights how intelligence and determination can lead to upward mobility এই storyটো আৰু এটা কথা এক্সপ্ৰেছ কৰিছে যে কেনেকে intelligence smartness অকনমান common sense and observance about your surroundings can lead to success right next individual resilience and adaptability Foreman does not lament his fate after losing his job so very important theme is that resilience and adaptability yate resilience to show korise je after losing the job he did not lose hope he continuously worked on new prospects notun prospectot kaam koribo dhuile job heruar pisotu he did not just went to his house sat there and thinking about losing his job or becoming sad about it Instead, he seizes an opportunity, builds a successful life demonstrating adaptability. Aru rather, he dukh korar biporite he ki korile, he tar ability to bujile je he business eta start koribo pare aru he business tor uporot he completely focus korile and he became a very successful businessman at the end. So these are some of the important themes that you need to remember while answering any question on it. Okay, so there are many questions another important question will be of RTC question ahibo pare for that this video is really going to help you to write any kind of RTC okay so whatever I explained you just remember it and you just put it in your answers right so if you like this video please do like it share it among your friends and please subscribe to my channel so thank you very much for watching this video